Yes, ladies and gentlemen, another week of debunking and calling out Candy Owens for her really egregious, despicable, and evil lies. I mean, someone's got to do it, right? So it may as well be me. And today, Candy Owens went on her show, starting Monday off with an absolute banger, saying that she doesn't believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. So she's now creating this new theory of a new source that she won't ever reveal to us, but she has verified it herself, guys. I have verified this source myself, and I deem this source to be worthy of my credibility. Guys, my credibility, I would hope that you guys trust me enough to send me tips to my tips@CandaceOwens.com line. So please don't send me videos that other people have made. Send me the real stuff, the mummy slews of the internet. Please, I would love to have all of these tips sent my way. And I'm going to verify them all myself. We're just a small team of literally 4 people, guys. And don't worry, we will take your tip very seriously. We'll investigate it. We'll look into it for all but 5 seconds. The moment you said it, sounds really good to be true because we're just a small team. We don't have enough time to look into all of the tips that we receive, but we're going to look at them. And if my gut tells me I know this to be factually correct, then we are going to go along with it. And that's my verification. And I will speak to some source that I can never identify, but she wants the police officer that convinced Tyler Robinson to hand himself in along with his dad. She wants him to actually be not anonymous anymore. She wants him to be out front in public, but her sources of information, she's going to keep them private. How ironic is that, right? We can't know who this supposed source that is really close to the family is. The family can't actually talk themselves, but someone close to the family can, and they're not in witness protection, and Candy's going to actually protect them. Whoa. Gee, there's so many questions that I've got about this. And by the way, because according to Candace Owens, Tyler Robinson hasn't confessed. So therefore, because he hasn't confessed, he didn't do it. Gee, I don't know how many criminals committed crimes, said that they were innocent or said that they didn't do it, but they actually did do it when they were proven guilty. Now, this is why we have, a court of law doing evidence finding. She is just going, I don't believe for 1 second that Tyler Robinson is guilty of this. And you know something? The parents don't seem to think that he's guilty either. So why the hell did the dad hand his own son in if he knew then that, Tyler's not guilty at all? I'm going to hand over my son like the lamb to the slaughter because I know for a fact he did absolutely nothing. So if he knew for a fact he did absolutely nothing and he didn't kill Charlie Kirk, why in the world would he hand him over? It's because the feds knew who he was. The feds had images. Oh, that's the other thing, guys. Candy Owens seemed to think that Tyler Robinson wasn't at the campus. And he did, in fact, have a gun. That's the gun that the feds have is indeed his gun that was fired to kill Charlie Kirk. That's indeed a fact. But apparently Tyler Robinson was a fisherman, not a hunter like his brothers. Tyler was different, guys. Oh, also, the text messages that the feds revealed, Tyler was actually really, really smart. And because he's really smart, he set it up to look like he's trying to protect someone that he claims to love, the roommate. So, yeah, guys, this is why we don't listen, or we shouldn't listen to Candy Owens. She's not the arbiter of truth. She's not someone that is very, very good at investigative journalism. She's not. She's lazy. She's actually pretty lazy, and she's dangerous. She's got no idea what the hell she's talking about. Watch this.
Of most interest to me, what I've learned is that his father does not believe, his parents don't believe that their son committed this crime. I was like, huh? Excuse me? That's a far cry from what the media has been telling us. Remember, the media presented this amazing story The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then he phoned over a friend to help him convince his son to turn himself in, because this guy, this mysterious guy was a friend and just had a connection with Tyler. And eventually they said, "You've got to do the right thing here. We know this is you." That was the vibe. Certainly that's what the media was putting down for us to pick up. Well, I was told actually that it was kind of the opposite. That quote unquote family friend, who we learned was a former detective with the police force, at least, and so therefore has strong ties with the police station, informed the family. It was that in-between person that informed the family that Tyler had been identified as the shooter. He recognized him. He knows Tyler. He gives them the heads up. And then I'm told, and I believe this, that the way in which he got arrested, or rather turned himself in, was because that family friend / neighbor / former detective told him, "Hey, it's best for you to turn yourself in because there's only one of two options here. Either you turn yourself in and everything is peaceable, or the SWAT team could come in here and arrest you and things would get crazy." So that's what happened. He went over to their house. Tyler was called over. Tyler was bewildered. He disputed the idea that he had murdered Charlie Kirk. In fact, according to my source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus. Tyler, it turns out, which has already been revealed, was accepted into Utah State University, not Utah Valley. And that's actually interesting if you pause and reflect on that, because we didn't really consider how on earth Tyler became not just familiar with the layout of the campus, but familiar with the rooftop layout of UVU campus. So familiar that he knew exactly how to scale across the rooftops to duck down in order to take an almost impossible shot at a Charlie Kirk who was sitting beneath a tent. How did he know how to do all of that? Had he been there before? That he knew where Charlie was going to be sitting in it, that he would have that shot from on top of the Losey Center? What? Right? I would actually, and I don't know, but I would imagine that even actual current UVU students don't know that possibility. Like, they're not even that familiar with how to scale the rooftops and what shots they can take from it.
Parents don't believe their son committed this crime. Now, if I was a parent, if I don't believe that my son committed a crime, why would I willingly hand over my son that I don't believe committed any crime? Wouldn't I want to protect my son? Wouldn't I want to keep my son close to me and defend my son? Not, "Here you go, cops. I think he's guilty. Have at thee." And Candy, how the hell do you know what the parents supposedly are saying? Do you have a line? You have an in? You exactly know what the parents are thinking and have said? Because according to you, they're in witness protection. According to you, they're now starting to realize the feds are the big bad wolf. You know what the big bad wolf is? Conspiracy theorists like yourself. They keep lying. It's quite alarming, isn't it? Watching Candace Owens. Yes. I don't believe that my son killed Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to hand him over anyway. Why? That doesn't make sense, does it? According to Candace Owens, it's very, very strange that a friend or a former friend recognized the image of Tyler Robinson and actually did the right thing and went over and convinced Tyler to hand himself in. Now, Tyler didn't have to hand himself in at all. He didn't have to hand himself in. He chose to hand himself in at the father and this friend convincing Tyler, "Hey, if you are really innocent, hand yourself in to the feds and everything will be revealed. Do the right thing. Do the just thing. If you didn't do this, if you did not commit it, do the right thing. Because otherwise you're going to have the cops come here and they're going to arrest you anyway. And it doesn't look like it's going to be in your favor." So The right thing to do is if you've done a crime, hand yourself in. And if you haven't done the crime, still hand yourself in anyway. But the likelihood of Tyler not doing it, to me, it's very, very low, because I believe that he did do it. I believe that he did do it. I think he's very, very intelligent, like all records show. I think he set it up in a very perfect way. And he knows, like, when you're studying how to get someone for a very, very long time, you've been living with someone that's transgender. You know who Charlie Kirk is. You've been living with the voices of the information of Charlie Kirk. You've been living with what the information is doing to your supposed partner. You're looking at all this. You're a very intelligent guy. There's countless movies out there. There's countless information online on how to, carry things out. Plus, the guy is quite intelligent. So you don't think that he would have set all this up to make everyone think, well, it seems too good to be true. And, the thing is, Candace has fallen for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And, her thing is, I don't think he did it because he hasn't confessed. How many criminals do you know that confess to a murder? How many? There has to be seriously something going on with that person for them to confess. They have to be sick and twisted, usually, to confess to doing something. But the vast majority of people do not confess. It's like you're in a court of law. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor. All right, let's prove that you are guilty or not guilty. Why would Tyler go, yep, I killed Charlie Kirk? No, he'd be going, prove it. Prove that I did it. Hence why he said nothing. Hence why he was stone cold when the charges were read out. Because he knows the process. He's probably watched enough movies. He probably has read enough information. He's a smart kid. He knows what's going on. It doesn't help when you got people like Candace Owens that is lying. And I think he would have known. That there would be people out there like Candace that would read into this and go, maybe it was Israel. Maybe it was this. This doesn't seem right, because that's what the internet is all about. Conspiracies. He's a smart kid. He would have known. But of course, Candace Owens is right because she has a supposed source. That source is right, but we don't know who that source is. She's protecting this source because, maybe she doesn't want so many people reaching out to that source and actually asking them all the right questions. No, we're just going to have to trust me, bro. Trust Candace, bro. Candy knows exactly what she's talking about, bro. Yeah, I don't know these things, but I do know these things, and you're going to find them out because I said so. Listen to me, bro. I'm right, bro. Laura Loomer goes, multiple Turning Point USA officials have told Laura they are worried Candace Owens' insane conspiracy theories are going to prevent Tyler Robinson from getting the death penalty. They told me she is making wild claims that are only assisting Tyler Robinson's defense team. You really have to wonder why she's trying to prevent Miss Erica Kirk from getting justice of her husband. Candace Owens is basically saying the entire Trump admin is lying about who killed Charlie. She has convinced herself and her followers of these delusions that are rejected by Turning Point USA. So that's what I mean. You've got Turning Point USA coming out and saying, well, guys, Candace is lying. Here is the facts. But no, people are still going to Candace and believing Candace, not where the source. Doesn't it make more sense, right, that Turning Point USA, their founder is gone? Don't you think that they would have more reason to go, right, what Candace is saying is true. This person killed our founder. But they haven't done that. You know why? Because Candace is lying. All the credible people are going, you're nuts, Candace. Everyone that has a good track record is going, you're nuts, Candace. Stop. Stop it. Enough is enough, right? And personally, I don't even think if Erica Kirk told Candace to stop that she would even stop. I think she's got this thing in her head that's so broken, and she's realized, I'm going to make money. I have messed up so many people's brains. Over millions of people watch this. I love this. And she seems to think that it's the truth because it's the trust me, bro, tips line. Here we go. But when you actually listen to what she has to say and you question a lot of the stuff that she has to say, she's got nothing. She's got nothing. She hasn't revealed anything credible. Nothing. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.